And a very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ives Lamel Family Field on the campus of Brevard College. We're about 44 minutes away from kickoff of this USA South Conference matchup, Brevard versus Huntingdon. Should be a outstanding football game. These two teams met earlier, a 26-18 win by Huntingdon in Montgomery, Alabama. The rematch between these two teams, much anticipated, the first ever game at Ives Lamel Family Field for the Brevard College Tornado football team, the first game in the modern era to be played on the campus of Brevard College, and a lot of folks have been waiting for this one anxiously, and we're approaching the start of this one. Now, we will be going with some Senior Day presentations in about 15 minutes, so stick with us for that and stick around for what's going to be a great matchup between Brevard and Huntingdon. A lot on the line, both these teams eyeing April 3rd USA South Football Championship weekend. Brevard versus Huntingdon coming up shortly. Welcome back to Ives Lamel Family Field as we are approaching the start of this historic football game on the campus of Brevard College. Brevard and Huntingdon about to get going, but we're going to have a Senior Day ceremony first, and we're really excited to make this happen. As a large group of seniors, both cheerleaders and football players, will be honored this afternoon. So with that, we'll turn it over to public address announcer Ray Gill.
Fans, please direct your attention to the left end zone in the football helmet for today's Senior Day presentation. The seniors will be greeted at midfield by head football coach Bill Kyatt and head cheerleading coach Molly Penland. First, Megan Coggins, a senior cheerleader from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Megan will graduate from Brevard College in the fall of 2021 and walk this spring with a bachelor's degree in childhood education with a concentration in elementary education. Megan's future plans are to teach in an elementary school setting following graduation. Megan is involved with the teacher education program at Brevard College and has made the dean's list every semester since her freshman year. Megan's favorite memory at Brevard College was creating lifelong friends and cheering on the Tornadoes. Fans, please give it up for Megan Coggins. All
right, Pat, next cheerleader.
Next, Gracie Davis, a senior cheerleader from Murphy, North Carolina. Gracie will graduate from Brevard College in May with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and a minor in pre-law. Following graduation, she plans to pursue a Master's of Arts in Criminal Justice alongside a career in the criminal justice field. Academically, Gracie has made the dean's list ever since her freshman year and is a member of the Criminal Justice Honor Society. Gracie's favorite memory at Brevard College was being able to cheer the BC Tornadoes on at the bowl game in Pittsburgh. Fans, give it up for Gracie Davis.
All right, Pat, ready? Stefan Kennedy, number 1.
Next, number 1, Stephen Kennedy, a senior linebacker from Glendale, Arizona. Stephen will graduate from Brevard College in May with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. He plans to grad transfer to pursue his master's degree in an exercise science-related field while continuing his football career. Stephen is currently completing an internship at Elevate Physical Therapy alongside his studies and made the BC Honor Roll. The linebacker has garnered the USA South All-Conference Second Team honors alongside selections to the All-ECAC First Team, a nomination for the Cliff Harris Award, and an MVP selection in the Scotty Whitlaw Bowl. Stephen's favorite memory at Brevard College was the bowl game win and being named MVP of the contest. Fans, give it up for number 1, Stephen Kennedy. Next, number 2, Dante Anderson, a senior defensive back from Hartwell, Georgia. Dante will graduate from Brevard College in May and plans to pursue a professional football career. Outside of football, Dante is involved with the Black Student Union and is a 4-time honor roll selection and has made the dean's list twice. Dante was selected to the USA South All-Conference First Team, All-ECAC First Team, and a nominee for the Cliff Harris Award in 2019. Dante's favorite memories at Brevard College are the 2019 Scotty Whitlaw Bowl game win and BC's 10-9 victory at home versus Averett in 2019. Fans, give it up for number 2, Dante Anderson. Next, number 9, Stephen Hogan, a senior quarterback from Oconee, Florida. Stephen will graduate from Brevard College in May with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. Following graduation, Stephen plans to pursue a career in medical device sales. Stephen's academic honors include making the dean's list in fall of 2019, spring 20, and fall of 2020. Stephen's favorite memory at Brevard College is creating a brotherhood with all of his teammates. Fans, give it up for number 9, Stephen Hogan. Next, number 9, Chasen Lowry, a senior defensive lineman from Pembroke, North Carolina. Chasen will graduate in the fall of 2021 with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He plans to start a career in law enforcement and become an officer before becoming a detective. Chasen has been a 4-year member of the Brevard College football team, and his academic honors include the honor roll 3 times and dean's list twice. His favorite memory at BC was putting it all together in 2019 to finish 8-2 and claim a bowl game victory. Fans, give it up for number 9, Chasen Lowry. Next, number 25, Quentin Jackson, a senior defensive back from Columbia, Maryland. Quentin will graduate in May with degrees in business and organizational leadership and criminal justice. Quentin plans to pursue football following a graduation from Brevard College. Quentin has made the honor roll while at BC, and his favorite BC memory includes winning the 2019 Scotty Whitlaw Bowl. Quentin has been selected to a pair of D3Football.com Team of the Weeks while at Brevard and was selected to the USA South Football All-Conference First Team in 2018. Fans, give it up for number 25, Quentin Jackson. Next, number 30, Brandon Whitfield, a senior long snapper from Cumming, Georgia. Brandon will graduate from Brevard College in May with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Following graduation, Brandon plans to obtain his master's degree in emergency management and eventually work for a federal law enforcement agency and work for the sheriff's office. Brandon has served as an RA and is on the executive board of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Brandon has made the Dean's List while at BC, and his favorite BC memory is winning the bowl game in 2019. Fans, give it up for Brandon Whitfield. Next, number 37, Wesley Ross, a senior defensive back from Cumming, Georgia. Wesley will graduate from Brevard College in May with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. Wesley currently plans to accept a job offer in management as an operations associate at Tyson Foods. Wesley has made the Dean's List at Brevard College, and his favorite Brevard College memory was his game-sealing interception versus Averett in 2019 and the bowl victory. Fans, give it up for number 37, Wesley Ross. Next, number 51, Nicholas Eubanks, a senior offensive lineman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Nicholas will graduate in May with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. He plans to pursue a career in coaching as well as start in law enforcement or fire services. Nicholas is a member of the weightlifting club at Brevard College and has 4 honor roll appearances alongside a Dean's List selection and a nomination onto the USA South Academic All-Conference Team. His favorite memory at BC was the bowl game in Pittsburgh, having his family come up and enjoy the win with him. Fans, let's give it up for number 51, Nicholas Eubanks. Next, number 64, Jacob Dixon, a senior offensive lineman from Savannah, Georgia. Dixon will graduate in May with a bachelor's degree in business and organizational leadership. He plans to pursue a career in hotel management following graduation. Dixon served on BC's Student Athletic Advisory Committee for his freshman and sophomore seasons as a representative for football. Jacob's favorite memory at Brevard College was when the football team received their championship bowl rings during the fall of 2020. Plans, let's give it up for number 64, Jacob Dixon. Next, number 80, Gabe Rebelar Catalone, a senior tight end from Scottsdale, Arizona. Gabe will graduate in May with a bachelor's degree in exercise science with a minor in coaching. Following graduation, Gabe plans to continue his real estate business in Arizona, work at a sports performance facility, Elite U, as a performance coach. Gabe has served as a Student Athlete Advisory Committee member and an RA during his time at Brevard. He has secured honors on the Dean's List as well. Gabe's favorite memory at BC was playing in the bowl game and winning a championship ring. And unable to join us today, we would like to recognize a senior defensive back from Daytona, Florida, number 3, Andreas Wyatt. Wyatt has been a 4-year member of the Brevard College football team and will graduate with a bachelor's degree in exercise science. Join us in recognizing senior Andreas Wyatt. Fans, let's give it up one more round of applause for the 2021 Brevard College football and cheerleading senior class. Megan Coggins, Gracie Davis, Stephen Kennedy, Dante Anderson, Stephen Hogan, Chasen Lowry, Quentin Jackson, Brandon Whitfield, Wesley Ross, Nicholas Eubanks, Jacob Dixon, Gabriel Rebelar Catalone, and Andreas Wyatt.
Thank you, public address announcer Ray Gill, for taking us through that Senior Day ceremony, as a tremendous group of Brevard College seniors were honored in this ceremony here. 2 cheerleaders, Megan Collins and Gracie Davis, and then a strong senior class of football student athletes: Stefan Kennedy, Dante Anderson, Stephen Hogan, Chasen Lowry, Quentin Jackson, Brandon Whitfield, Wesley Ross, Nicholas Eubanks, Jacob Dixon, Gabriel Rebelar Catalone, and Andreas Wyatt. Congratulations to those seniors. Just tremendous contributions during their career here. And now it's time to play some football, as we're about 20 minutes away from the Tornadoes and Hawks going at it here. A historic day at Ives Lamel Family Field. Stick with us. We'll be bringing you all the action right here. Tornadoes and Hawks coming up shortly.
We ask that you bless these seniors that we honored just moments ago as they finish up their collegiate careers and step out into their lives. We ask that you lead, guide, and direct them and let them know that with you, all things are truly possible. We also thank you for our brave men and women in uniform and keep them safe who are fighting each and every day for the freedoms that we enjoy. For it is because of the brave that we are indeed the home of the free. And Lord, we ask that you keep all players safe from injury during today's contest and give everyone in attendance today safe travels on their way back home. And win or lose, let everyone give you the glory for giving us yet another day to enjoy what you have created. Now let us enjoy this wonderful game of football, for it is in your precious, most holy name we pray. Amen. Senior on national anthem today is Brevard College senior Unique Eichelberg. Can you see by what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rockets recollect the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ives Lamel Family Field. Just minutes away from the start of what's going to be a very exciting USA South Conference matchup between the Brevard College Tornadoes and the Huntingdon College Hawks. A historic day on the campus of Brevard College as the Tornadoes will play the first ever football game on campus in the modern era here at Brevard College. And captains heading to the midfield line for the opening coin toss. Dante Anderson, Nick Eubanks, Chasen Lowry, Wesley Ross, the captains for those seniors who were honored earlier this afternoon as part of those Senior Day ceremonies. And due to COVID-19 protocols, you'll notice there's just one student athlete actually handling the coin toss. This has been universal throughout college football. The coin toss is won by the Tornadoes, and Anderson defers on behalf of the Tornadoes, so the Tornadoes will get the ball to start the second half, and it'll be Huntingdon football to start the first half. So Huntingdon will start on offense, and we'll see who's back deep for Huntingdon on this kickoff. But both these teams excited to get going. A rematch of a contest earlier this season where Huntingdon defeated Brevard 26-18 in Montgomery, Alabama. The Tornadoes then had a bye week and then faced off against Averett last weekend, a big 19-10 victory, 19 unanswered points in that one. They came back from a 10-0 deficit, and we are getting ready to go here at Ives Lamel Family Field, about to make history on the campus of Brevard College, folks. Really excited you're able to join us for this one. So Stamati Damalos, the place kicker for the Tornadoes, will get us started here. And once again, just a proud moment for the Brevard College football program and everyone involved with Brevard College to make history here this afternoon. Exactly 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're about to kick off here, right on schedule. And Stamati Damalos will put toe to leather the native of Tarpon Springs, Florida. And received by Huntingdon at their own 5-yard line. Returner breaks a couple tackles, and then Harvey with the return. It'll be 1st and 10 Hawks. At the 34-yard line. So check that. We'll call it officially the 35. Nose of the football on the 35. So underway now, officially underway after that Harvey return for the Hawks. Quarterback for the Hawks, number 6, Landon Cotney. Out of Alexander City, Alabama, the sophomore with the handoff. And rush right up the middle, about a 9-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 1. Stefan Kennedy with the tackle. Pugh on the carry, the gain of 9. From the 44-yard line, 2nd and 1, just underway here after the first play of scrimmage. Cotnoy, the quarterback. Pugh, the running back. Check that, Cotney, the quarterback. As that's thrown, ball ends up out of bounds, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Or check that, 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1. Pledger was on the coverage there. Jacques Pledger, D3Football.com Team of the Week member earlier this season. And there's a rush and a first down for Huntingdon. Hard running. Pugh with the rush, Kennedy with the tackle, but it's a first down for Huntingdon. 1st and 10 at the 47, now into Brevard territory. Brevard in the home grays with the blue numerals. Huntingdon in the road whites with the red numerals. Run up the middle. It'll be a gain of about 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Tackle there by Easter on the Pugh rush. So Huntingdon thus far sticking mainly with the ground game. 2nd and 8 from the 45. Cotney in the shotgun. Draw play right up the gut. There's a flag on the play. Meanwhile, Huntingdon touchdown, but let's see what the penalty marker is. Tornadoes defense, it feels like there was a penalty there on Huntingdon, so this might be coming all the way back. If it stands, a 45-yard scamper by the quarterback, Cotney, but it's going to be holding on the Hawks, so that'll push them back, and the score will remain 0-0. So we'll see where the ball is spotted here. Holding call, and ball goes all the way back to the 44. So 2nd and 18. And we'll replay that second down. Flag was on number 60, Langford. So 2nd and long for the Hawks. 4-man rush for the Tornadoes. and able to find a wide receiver in the flat. Tackle there by Naylor. It was Pugh with the catch. So Pugh's been very active from that tailback position. Meanwhile, 3rd and 7, so big chance for the Tornado defense to get off the field here. We'll actually call it about 3rd and 5. So here we go. Huntingdon. And pass is broken up there. Big time play there by the senior Dante Anderson. Certainly a strength of the Tornado defense, that defensive backfield. And the Tornadoes get the stop they were looking for and are going to gain possession here. Pendergrass deep for the Tornadoes on the return. Pendergrass calls for a fair catch, and that'll be downed at about the 6-yard line. So it's going to be challenging field position for the Tornadoes, but the Tornadoes defense did their job, regained possession, and with 11:51 left to play in the first quarter, Tornadoes will come out on offense for the first time. And freshman quarterback Eli Carr, USA South Offensive Rookie of the Week, will do the honors, and he takes the shotgun snap and then a rush right up the middle. Logan Simmons with the rush. Gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 from the 9. And the rush, finding an opening there. All the way from the 9-yard line. DJ Taylor. A big-time rush for Taylor. Unbelievable big play. Big-time strike there. A 65-yard rush for DJ Taylor, the sophomore from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Unbelievable big play ability by Taylor. And just like that, the script is completely flipped as the Tornadoes now into Huntingdon territory. Bennett with the rush that time, so Carr will reset the offense here. Dalton Cole flanked to the left in the slot. And a quick look there to Cole. Right on cue. Tornado fans know Cole from his success at the quarterback position, but showing his versatility there. So Carr will reset the offense once again. 3rd down and 9. From the 26. Carr drops back. Touchdown, Tornadoes. Finds Aaron Bennett right up the gut. A 26-yard touchdown. Tornadoes on the board first. Carr to Bennett. So just like that, the Tornadoes with a 6-0 lead. The Tornadoes strike first. Damalos now for the extra point. holder Thomas Kramer, long snapper Brandon Whitfield. And the extra point attempt off the crossbar. So 6-0 will be the score, 9:36 to play, but a big-time drive there. The big rush by DJ Taylor, and then the strike, Carr to Bennett, to put the Tornadoes up on top. Your score with 9:36 to play in the first quarter, Tornadoes 6, Hawks 0. So Tornadoes with a 6-0 lead, and Damalos will put toe to leather once again. And the kickoff from Damalos just off the tee. That's a live ball. The strangest of scenarios there. Not sure if the Tornadoes were trying to attempt some sort of onside kick or maybe a pooch or maybe just a misplay. But bottom line is Huntington's going to have the football at the Brevard 35-yard line, 1st and 10, Huntington. So tough break there. Now some discussion here. There might have been a loose ball there. A Huntington player may have touched the ball, and this could be Brevard football. The Brevard sideline very adamant that it should be Tornado football. Now an offsides call in a re-kick. So I think bottom line is Tornadoes receive a bit of a break there because I don't think that went as executed. Meanwhile, the ball may have to travel 10 yards for the Tornadoes to get possession on a play like that anyway. Let's reset everything. Everybody take a deep breath. We're going to kick off again with Damalos putting toe to leather here. And we'll see if the Tornadoes again are going to try something a little unorthodox or just try to get this thing to the other side of the football field. But the most interesting of plays there, you don't see that too often. A scramble for the ball just off the tee. Tornadoes with the early 6-0 lead after the 26-yard pass. Carr to Bennett. Damalos this time gives the ball a ride. Harvey with the return for the Hawks. Harvey finds an opening. Big-time return for Harvey. He's all the way across midfield, now to the 40, 35, 34-yard line. Big-time return for Harvey. Derek Frazier finally brought him down, but this is pretty much back where the ball was when the ball came off the tee in that unusual way. So Huntington now able to flip the script once again. And meanwhile, Landon Cotney, the sophomore from Alexander City, Alabama, and McDaniel's now in the game at the tailback position. Cotney in the shotgun. Snap to Cotney. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 3 yards by McDaniels. Tackle there by Jerome Bass. Bass, a mainstay on that defensive line for the Tornadoes. So once again, Cotney goes to work here, 2nd and 7 from the 26. Big time tackle there by Toby Naylor. And that's going to be a tackle for loss, so count the TFL for Naylor. Toby Naylor, the sophomore from Southampton, England, with the big-time individual effort there. And Naylor this past week was named to the D3Football.com Team of the Week and had that big performance versus Averett and picking up right where he left off. Meanwhile, 3rd and 7 from the 27. We're approaching 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pass there, brought down at the 20-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down marker. Catch by Lackey. Tackle there by Frazier. So it's going to be 3rd down and short. Actually, they gave him the first down there, so my apologies. 1st and 10 from the 20. Pass into the flat there, and then a tackle. There's a flag on the play. Pledger with the big hit there. It was Killingsworth on the reception, Dylan Killingsworth, freshman. And we'll see what the penalty is here. Getting a lot of opinions from throughout the grandstand what this penalty should be. We'll see what the referees determine. 7:18 to play here. Quarter number 1. Tornadoes with a 6-0 advantage. And it's a holding call on Huntingdon. And so we're going to push this back. So it's going to be 1st and 20 from the 30. First and 20 from the 30 after the holding call by Huntingdon. They've had a couple of those that have stalled their offense. Tornadoes with that early 6-0 lead. Seven minutes to play, quarter number 1. Pass into the flat. McDaniels and Tornado defense all over it there. Jerome Bass leading the charge. And so 3rd and 14. Pass into the flat once again. And stop before the first down marker. So this is going to create a 4th down. McDaniels once again. Toby Naylor in the middle of that defensive action. All the linebackers seem to be there for the Tornadoes. So that'll bring up 4th down and decision time for the Huntingdon Hawks. We're at the 17-yard line. It would be approximately a 34-yard field goal attempt from here, but 4th and 7. So Huntingdon calls a timeout, and a exciting start a lot has happened already, and we're already not only 10 minutes into this one, but Tornadoes able to get a stop on the opening drive by Huntingdon, and then a 5-play, 90-yard drive by the Tornadoes, capped off by the Carr to Bennett touchdown. The big play on that drive, though, a 65-yard scamper by DJ Taylor. Big-time run by Taylor. So we'll see what the Huntingdon Hawks coaching staff determines is the play here. And from the looks of things, still can't quite tell if they're planning on a field goal attempt or to run the offense here on 4th and 7. So 4th and 7, ball at the 17-yard line. Tornadoes up 6-0. And there's some discussion here. Now, there was a play earlier in this sequence where there was a little bit of confusion about down and distance. There was a holding call, and they were pushed back to 1st and 20 by our count. But then on the very next play, it was a 3rd down. So there might be the discussion here over what the down and distance should actually be. It might still be 3rd down, although the yard markers on the field are showing 4th down. So we'll get this sorted out, and that'll certainly determine whether Huntington's going to kick a field goal or not, because if it's 3rd down, they'll obviously run their offense once again. But it seemed unusual at the time where we went from 1st and 10 to 1st and 20, and then suddenly skipped 1st down and went to 3rd down. And, yep, we've got it sorted out now. So it is indeed 3rd and 7. So we had it right all along up here in the booth. 3rd and 7. And you would call that a clerical error by the officials. So glad we got it sorted out for the sake of fairness. So 3rd and 7 at the 17. So the whole discussion over whether to kick a field goal from 34 yards approximately is moot, but we'll see what happens on this 3rd down play. Cotney, the quarterback. McDaniel's in the backfield. McDaniels moves to the right of Cotney. Now Cotney, a draw play. Tornado defense all over it. Look at that front 7. Look at that defensive line of the Tornadoes coming up big. Damian Johnson, Jerome Bass, the linebackers, everybody just collapsing on Cotney. What a stop by the Tornadoes on that 3rd down. So here we are, 4th and long, and it's going to be a field goal from 32 yards out. Will Edwards with the attempt from 32 yards. Kick is up. And good. So Huntingdon gets on the board with the field goal, and 6-3 now your score at Ives Lamel Family Field. So just a thrilling start to this one. A lot of energy in the building. Obviously, the first game in the history of Brevard College football to be played on campus in the modern era. There was football played here way back, 1940s, 1950s. There wasn't a stadium of any sort. It was in a field, basically, here in Brevard, North Carolina, but on campus, and there's buildings on top of where that field was back in those days. But we're talking 70 years ago or so, the last time football was played on campus. So for all practical purposes, the modern era, this is the first home football game, and you can feel the excitement. The drum line is here. The cheerleaders are here. Seniors were celebrated before the game, and student athletes from across all sorts of sports and the general student body excited about this one, and glad you're able to join us via YouTube and take in this history-making affair. But Tornadoes head coach Bill Kyatt and his coaching staff, they're laser focused on getting a win here this afternoon despite all the festivities. So Tornadoes will go back to work here on the offensive side of the ball as kicking off Bruno Ribeiro, the sophomore, will kick off. It looks like he's the kickoff specialist for Huntington. Pendergrass deep for the Tornadoes. We'll return to the 22-yard line. So back there with Pendergrass was Jamario Parks, and Parks with that kickoff return. So just one more item related to the whole sequence with the correction of the down and distance. No timeout charge to the Huntington Hawks in that whole situation. So not sure if that was almost like, sort of the equivalent of a challenge from their side, to get that straight. But meanwhile, back to work here goes Eli Carr. First drive, the Tornadoes found the end zone. Now a nifty reverse play, nice little pitch play there. Aaron Bennett. A well-synchronized play there and covered a lot of ground, but just 3 yards on the gain. 2nd and 7. Aaron Bennett, he scored a touchdown on that opening drive. And the junior from Gastonia, Florida, Forest View High School. Now Damon Rouse, Damone Rouse in the game. Rouse with the carry. Good-looking rush for Rouse. First down, Tornadoes. Thornton with the tackle. So first down, Tornadoes, and Tornadoes' run game has been clicking, whether it's been Taylor, Bennett, Rouse. Watch out for Yoder as well. Rush up the middle there. Rouse once again, hard running by Rouse. Multiple tackles broken. So after a 12-yard gain on his first carry, we'll call that one an 8-yard gain. So 2nd and 2. Rouse, 2 carries, 20 yards, breaking tackles left and right, running with authority. Rouse out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Olympic High School. Carr resets his offense once again. The Tornadoes go to the ground game once again. 3-yard gain. Aaron Bennett. And that should be a first down, Tornadoes. Yes, indeed it is. So 1st and 10. Tornadoes move those chains. So 1st and 10, Tornadoes. So Tornadoes looking strong on this drive. The combination of Bennett and Rouse in the backfield. Now, nifty little reverse play here. Pendergrass. So Pendergrass, who had the big-time game last week versus Averett. A smooth rush there by Pendergrass. Flag on the play. We'll get this all sorted out. Kirkland on the carry for the Tornadoes. So good to see him getting some action. Number 33, the freshman from Ashford, Alabama. So penalty on the Tornadoes, so that'll back them up. 2nd and 12 from the 47. And pass complete there. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Montrell Stinson, the freshman, with the catch. Nice little connection there, Carr to Stinson, but still some work to do here on 3rd down. 3rd and 7 for the Tornadoes. Kirkland in the backfield once again. Shotgun snap to Carr and almost intercepted by a Huntingdon Hawk. Carl Dorn, the junior linebacker from Destin, Florida, was all over that, and that would have been a quick 6 points for Huntingdon had he lassoed that in. So brings up the first punt of the game for the Tornadoes. Stephen Hogan, a backup quarterback, punting for the Tornadoes. He's been practicing the punting game as well. We've been noting that, and a good-looking punt for Hogan, but also a good return by the Hawks. It'll give Huntingdon possession at its own 28-yard line or so. So good-looking punt there for Steve Hogan, one of the seniors honored earlier before the game. Stephon Kennedy, Dante Anderson, Stephen Hogan, Chasen Lowry, Quentin Jackson, Brandon Whitfield, Wesley Ross, Nick Eubanks, Jacob Dixon, Gabe Rebular Catalone, and Andreas Wyatt, along with cheerleaders Megan Coggins and Gracie Davis. Congratulations to the seniors. 6-3 your score. So a unsportsmanlike conduct call, looks like a 15-yard personal foul against the Tornadoes. That's going to be costly as Huntingdon able to move even further up the field after that punt return. And Huntingdon will reset their offense. 1st and 10, Hawks from the 44-yard line. Scramble to the left and then a deep shot. There's a flag on the play. Might have been a defensive holding, pass interference, somewhere in that vicinity. Cotney scrambled out to his left and then threw the ball deep down the field. Tornadoes had everything well covered, but may have been called for So it is a pass interference call. So automatic 1st down for Huntingdon after the pass interference call. So back-to-back penalties for the Tornadoes. Now this was a point of emphasis for head coach Bill Kyatt after a disastrous day of penalties at Averett. However, the Tornadoes able to get that win. The Tornadoes were really trying to emphasize discipline this week and minimize those penalties, but back-to-back 15-yarders, and Huntingdon suddenly is in the Brevard side of the field as Anderson brings down Pugh. Just over a minute to play here, quarter number one. It's been a fun opening quarter in this USA South Conference matchup. The West Division up for grabs, Huntingdon, Maryville, and Brevard. Huntingdon will play Maryville next week. Rush up the middle, and a good-looking rush there, right around the sticks. Pugh brought down once again by Anderson, and that's going to be a first down for Huntingdon. So 1st and 10 at the 35. Huntingdon audibles, takes a look at the sideline for the call. It's a slight difference between game and play clock, so they had to snap something, and what a play there defensively. Kennedy, Stephen Kennedy, the MVP of the Scotty Whitelaw Bowl back in 2019, and one of those seniors honored before this game. Big-time pass breakup there. You would call that a swat by Stephen Kennedy. And 2nd and 10 now, 5 seconds to play, quarter number one. Cotney. Play action pass, able to connect, and that's going to be another first down for Huntingdon in what's going to be the last play of the quarter. Dylan Killingsworth with the catch. And we'll come back with second quarter action. It's been a fun one so far on this historic afternoon at Brevard College. Your score at the end of one, Tornadoes 6, Hawks 3. Interception on the first play of the second quarter. Tornadoes with the pickoff. Dante Anderson with the interception. Cotney with the errant pass, and Anderson made him pay. We've told you about the success of that secondary over and over again over the years. That defense led by defensive coordinator Luke Jakes, and Dante Anderson with the big-time INT. And that was a Huntingdon drive that started midway through the first quarter. That was a threat to the Tornadoes. And just like that, Anderson with the interception, a 38-yard return. And Tornadoes offense goes back to work. Aaron Bennett with the carry. Dante Anderson, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Taylor has entered the contest once again. He had a big play in that first quarter to set up that opening scoring drive for the Tornadoes, and Eli Carr trying to build on this 6-3 lead. Carr, deep shot. Touchdown, Tornadoes. A 38-yard touchdown. Jonathan Woods, ladies and gentlemen. Big time play there. Deep shot by the Tornadoes. Jonathan Woods, the Alabama native, the transfer from Alabama A&M, making the team from Alabama, Huntingdon, pay for that one. 38 yards on the Carr to Woods connection. An extra point here by Damalos. Snap from Whitfield, the hold by Kramer, and the extra point no good. So score will remain 12-3, but what a turn of events. Huntingdon was working its way down the field. A significant drive after a couple of costly Tornado penalties. The Anderson interception, a 38-yard return, and then in just the second play from scrimmage with the Tornadoes on offense, a 4-yard rush by Bennett sets up a 38-yard touchdown pass to Jonathan Woods. Woods' first career touchdown as a Tornado. A very exciting football player, 6'2", 190 pounds, out of Alabama A&M, and a big-time newcomer for the Tornadoes, able to score his first touchdown in a Tornado uniform. And Carr able to connect for the second time today. 2 touchdown passes for Carr. Received by Harvey once again for the Hawks. And Harvey with another sizable return, this one to the 33-yard line. Tackle on special teams by Taylor Willis of the Tornadoes. Freshman out of Northport, Florida. So now Huntingdon will go back to work, now trailing by at a minimum a 2-score deficit, down by 9, 12-3, 14:03 to play here, quarter number 2. 14 minutes to play here, quarter number 2, as that rush is going to result in I believe a Huntingdon first down right around the sticks. McDaniels with the scamper. It's actually going to be just short, so 2nd and inches. Wesley Ross with the tackle, one of those seniors honored before the game. So Huntingdon have had a couple drives stalled, and that last drive, interception by Anderson, completely flip a script. Now, meanwhile, they responded the ball, now a 1st and 10 situation for the Hawks. 13:30 to play here, quarter number 2. Another rush by the Hawks. Tornadoes defense all over that play. Quentin Jackson getting up in that run defense game, coming up from his cornerback position. We're seeing a lot of McReynolds in Pew. Huntingdon rushing the football. An incomplete pass there. Intended for Bowser. Pledger was in the vicinity. Third and 9 for the Tornado, or check that for the Hawks. Tornado defense trying to get off the field once again and get possession back to Eli Carr in the offense. Good looking pass and catch there. That's going to result in a Huntington first down. Ball remains inbound, so clock will continue to click as we move the chains. Bowser with the catch there. So Cotney went back to Bowser on back-to-back plays. Pledger in that one-on-one battle with Bowser. McDaniels with the carry, and Toby Naylor once again stepping up for the tackle. Tough inside linebacker for the Tornadoes out of England. Three-yard rush, so we'll call it 2nd and 7. Pass out of bounds. So it'll be 3rd and 7. So a key 3rd down here for the Tornado defense. So far today, Huntingdon 3 of 5 on 3rd down. Pass. Almost picked off once again. Dante Anderson almost had his 2nd of the afternoon, and had he caught that one, watch out, folks. He was seeing the Boshemer Gymnasium and beyond. He was seeing Pisgah National Forest ahead of him. Had he held on to that, but already an interception today. Once again, Dante Anderson, just a big day on senior day. Pendergrass back deep for the Tornadoes. Fair catch signal up. This ball is going to bounce and take a Huntingdon bounce all the way down to the 2-yard line, 2 or 3 yard line. Incredible punt there. Just thing of beauty by Zach Johnson. Something you might see from the PGA golfer, Zach Johnson, that kind of precision. So 11:26 to play here. And the Tornadoes are going to have a lot of work to do starting all the way back on their own 2. Now, they started back on their own 10 in their opening drive and had a 90-yard, 5-play touchdown drive to open up the scoring. So not afraid to get it done from this part of the field as that rush up the middle, about a 3-yard gain. So a 2nd and 7, Rouse getting the carry. Shaw with the tackle for a Huntingdon. Tornadoes 9 rushes thus far, so sticking to that rushing game, averaging 12.5 yards per rush. Rouse again, but Huntingdon defense all over that one. Tackle there by Truitt of the Hawks. DJ Taylor is checked in for the Tornadoes. And 3rd and 4. Carr in the shotgun. Draw play, play action. Now Carr rushes with it. And fighting, trying to get towards that first down marker, but he's going to be short just a couple yards, it looks like. So Tornadoes backed way up here. So 4th down, no choice but to punt at this point of the field position situation. Hogan once again into punt. Now Hogan, his first punt went for 37 yards. So Tornadoes may have found a new full-time punter in Steve Hogan. He's been booming these punts in practice, and first one 37-yarder as whistles are on the field. We'll get all this sorted out. Now some major personnel changes on Huntington's side. It's like they weren't ready for their punt return team to be out there. But meanwhile, a delay of game penalty on the Tornadoes. So play clock ran all the way down. So Hogan's going to be tested here a bit, punting all the way out from the back of his own end zone. A flag is down. Hogan able to get it away, caught at the 46, and then a second flag down. So we'll get all this sorted out. Multiple flags, different parts of the field, and we'll get all this straightened out for you in just a moment. On the return that time was Dylan Killingsworth. We're starting to get a bit of wind, sort of that barometer starting to change a little where you feel like there could be some precipitation on its way. That was certainly in the forecast. 61 degrees and starting to feel a few sprinkles here. 90% humidity, so very humid for up here in the western North Carolina mountains, and a 40% chance of rain. And I think if you bet on rain, you're going to have it here in just a matter of moments. You're starting to feel the drizzle and sort of that change in the atmosphere that you feel when the rain's about to come. So we'll see how that changes perhaps the dynamics of this game. So far, Huntington with 7 first downs compared to 5 for the Tornadoes. Total yards, Tornadoes with a 185-109 advantage, averaging 10.9 yards per play, the Tornadoes. As the wind continues to pick up, 1 turnover in this contest. It was an Anderson interception. And then the most important statistic, the score. Tornadoes 12, Hawks 3, 9:09 to play. So 2 penalties on that play for Huntington. So we'll see where the ball is spotted here. So the Hogan punt is going to have a few more yards tacked onto it as umbrellas are starting to open and weather is starting to quickly approach here. And the Tornado offense unable to get out of that tough field position, but Hogan with a good-looking punt and then a couple of penalties by Huntington has resulted in Huntington football at their own 48-yard line. 1st and 10, Cotney will go back to work for the Hawks. McDaniel is in the backfield. McDaniels on the play action. It's actually a keeper by Cotney. And a rush of about 6 or 7 yards. And a whistle there. Injured player, so quick injury timeout here. Looked like Antonio Williams Jr. being helped off the field, so we'll get back to action here. 8:44 to play here, quarter number 2. Wind starting to pick up. Bit of a swirling wind, kind of tough to tell if that's in anyone's advantage one way or the other. Meanwhile, second and short here for Huntingdon. Tornadoes defense has been stout. But an impressive rush there, weaving in and out of traffic. McDaniels eventually brought down by Naylor. We've got another injured player, so another stoppage of the clock. Looks like the injured player is Derek Frazier, so hopefully everything will be all right with Mr. Frazier. Well, really excited that you're able to join us. A historic afternoon. First game in the modern era played on the campus of Brevard College, and Tornadoes with a 12-3 lead here in the second quarter. The defense, by the way, has not allowed a touchdown dating all the way back to the first quarter of that Averett game. So they have been tough after allowing 10 points to Averett, a touchdown, and then a field goal in that second quarter up in Danville, Virginia, have just absolutely stifled opposing offenses. And next week, a bye week for the Tornadoes, and then scheduled to play at Maryville on March the 27th. USA South Conference Football Championship weekend is scheduled for April the 3rd. And a nice applause there as Derek Frazier is assisted by the athletic training staff. Do want to mention it is National Athletic Trainers Month this month of March, so do want to thank all of our athletic trainers at Brevard College Athletics for keeping our student athletes healthy. A lot of hard work, especially in this COVID-19 pandemic. So Frazier now in his own power, so good to see him heading towards the sidelines, and back underway here as Huntingdon with the football. 1st and 10 from the Brevard 33. Rush to McDaniels, and in the backfield, Dante Anderson, a safety blitz coming up on run defense. Anderson's having himself a day. 7:45 to play here, quarter number 2. Second and long for the Hawks. Play action fake. Pass play covered nicely by Pledger. So the catch was brought down by Bowser. Bowser and Pledger have been in a battle all afternoon on the near side of the field. And Pledger did a nice job of keeping him in front of him there. And that creates a 3rd and 7 situation. Cotney the quarterback for the Hawks, McDaniels. Still in the game in that tailback position. Harvey, the receiver on the near side. 2 receivers to the left, a receiver in the slot. Throw out to the flat, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Flag on the play, however. We'll see what this is and get things all sorted out for you. So 4th and 7 here. And Huntingdon going for it. Another flag on the play. Tornado defense making things very difficult for Cottney. See what the flag is once again. And Tornado defense heading off the field like they got the stop, and indeed holding penalty on Huntingdon, decline, 4th down, turnover on downs for the Tornado defense. So just like that, the Tornadoes regain possession. And Eli Carr will go back to work, the reigning USA South Conference Rookie of the Week after that bust-out performance up in Averett. Rush up the middle, Aaron Bennett right up the gut. Good-looking rush there. The Tornado rushing game has been solid this afternoon. 9 yards on that carry. So 2nd and 1. Tornadoes with 116 yards rushing, averaging almost 10 yards a rush. A flag on the play here, so we'll see if this comes back. Meanwhile, Rouse had another big rush there. 1st down for Rouse. Lot of laundry on Ives Lamel Family Field these last few minutes, holding that time against Brevard. And that'll repeat 2nd down, but a little more work to do this time. So Carr will go back to work here. 2nd down after the holding penalty. Was trying to find Jonathan Woods, who had scored on a touchdown earlier. Unable to connect that time. It'll bring up 3rd down for Carr and the Tornadoes. Tornadoes wide receivers are a talented bunch. Parks, Woods, Curtis, Stinson, Brooks, Pendergrass, just to name a few, a very deep unit. Wide receivers coach Bubba Craven, who's all over the receiving record books at the Tornadoes, in charge of that unit. Flushed out of the pocket here is Carr, and pass is batted down by Flavors of the Hawks, and so that'll bring up a 4th down and most likely Stephen Hogan time once again. So suddenly both defenses seem to be the story lately between these two teams, as Tornadoes able to jump ahead 12-3, but last few drives, not much effectiveness. Meanwhile, here's Hogan. He's averaging 39 yards a boot, and then he puts a big foot into this one. And then a fumble, loose ball, and looks like Tornado football off the muffed punt. Tornadoes capitalizing on special teams. Looks like Trayvon Cleveland with the fumble recovery. Big special teams play. The sophomore out of Eustis, Florida. And another injured Tornado. So I'm glad you're able to join us here this historic afternoon. Tornadoes and Hawks, the first game of the modern era at Ives Lamel Family Field. Tornadoes 1-1 entering this contest, 0-1 in USA South play. And an abbreviated schedule, of course, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And Tornadoes so far, opener at Huntingdon in Montgomery, Alabama, a 26-18 defeat. But then after a bye week, bounce back with a big 19-10 win over Averett, 19 unanswered points in that one. You're watching Brevard versus Huntingdon in USA South Conference play this afternoon. Next week, a bye week for the Tornadoes, and then scheduled to head over to Maryville, Tennessee for a matchup against the Scots on the 27th of March. USA South Conference Football Championship Week scheduled for April the 3rd. And then April the 10th, a non-conference game at Sewanee. The rain is starting to pick up here at Ives Lamel Family Field, and as we midway through the second quarter, and the Tornadoes looking to capitalize after the Huntingdon turnover, their second turnover of the afternoon. So a muffed punt, and earlier an Anderson interception, and Carr will go back to work here. That was completely snuffed out there. They carried a Rouse. So a loss on the play. Dyer, big number 97 for Huntingdon, the sophomore defensive end with the tackle there. So play clock running down. We might be getting a timeout here from the Tornadoes coaching staff, and indeed that is the case. So with 4:37 to play, Tornadoes 12, Hawks 3. So we told you about all the festivities here at Ives Lamel Family Field for this historic first game in the modern era, and do want to mention a new addition to Tornado Athletics, the drum line, part of the great music school here at Brevard College. And we're going to tell you about the drum line a little more and introduce you to the members of that talented musical group later in the broadcast. But back to action here. 2nd and 12 for Eli Carr in the Tornado offense after the muffed punt by Huntingdon. Rouse in the backfield. Carr throws the ball downfield, looking once again. Jonathan Woods, 31-yard touchdown. 3rd touchdown for Eli Carr, 2nd for Jonathan Woods. What a connection, Carr to Woods. Well-designed play coming out of the timeout, and Carr delivered a dime to Woods, and Woods promptly found the end zone. And now a 2-point conversion. Dalton Cole is on the field in this 2-point conversion situation. NATO Nation very familiar with Dalton Cole, and a lot of versatility when Cole is on the field. Carr and Cole both in the backfield for the Tornadoes. So see what play design we see here on this 2-point conversion. Pressure from Huntingdon. Carr now looking for Cole and finds Cole. So Carr to Cole for the 2-point conversion. And just like that, the Tornadoes up 20-3 with 4:30 to play, 2nd quarter. Well-designed play there. We mentioned the versatility of Dalton Cole, the junior from Hendersonville. Carr finds Cole, so it's great to see the two quarterbacks working together. And Cole just brings so many options when he's on the field. By this broadcaster's estimation, the player I can equate him to the best is Tim Tebow. You know, a versatile player, a big frame, can get it done up the middle in sort of an H-back type role, but can also throw the ball, catch the ball, can do it all. The Heisman Trophy winner, Tim Tebow, and had a decent pro career too, right? That's the subject of sports talk debates most everywhere, but hey, Dalton Cole, big-time 2-point conversion there. Eli Carr with the delivery, and prior to that, the big touchdown pass to Woods, and all set up by the special teams play by the Tornadoes on the muff punt. 20-3 Tornadoes, and you can feel the momentum as, you know, just the energy. Look at the energy on that kickoff return defensive side of things. That coverage team, Rouse with the big tackle. What a hit by Rouse. So Tornadoes, all 3 phases getting it done. The 2-point conversion and then the kickoff coverage team, just a absolute smackdown by Rouse. 4:24 to play here. Quarter number 2. It's continuing to rain at Ives-Lamel Family Field, and Tornadoes have opened up their largest lead of the contest, up by 17. Huntington's got a lot of work to do coming from behind here, and the Tornado defense just swarming all over quarterback Cotney. Logan Akins moving up from his safety position to eventually make that play. Under 4 minutes to play here, quarter number 2. It's been all Tornadoes in this first half. See if they'll continue to keep the pedal to the metal here on the defensive side. Deep shot there, and intercepted by the Tornadoes. Jock Pledger with the interception. We've talked about this battle between Bowser and Pledger all game. Pledger wins that exchange, the interception, the second interception for the Tornado defense so far. Anderson has one. Pledger has another. The third turnover for Huntingdon, the third takeaway for the Tornadoes, one of them coming on special teams, now 2 on defense. And just like that, the Tornadoes with another opportunity to add to this lead late in the second quarter. What an interception by Jock Pledger. Pledger, by the way, earlier this season named to D3Football.com Team of the Week. Handoff there right up the gut, and the Tornadoes' running game continues to just shred the Huntingdon defense. Bennett up the middle. Aaron Bennett with a big rush there, and the Tornadoes' running game continues to be effective. Taylor, Bennett, Rouse, Logan Simmons, all of them getting in on the action. Rush there by Bennett, and a fumble. Ball's on the ground. Ball might have bounced out of bounds. So an injury timeout here as we get this all sorted out. So Tornadoes will continue with possession here. So the ball bounced out of bounds. Injury timeout on the field. O'Leary was the injured player. He heads off the field, and Tornadoes now back to action here, trying to add to this lead before the end of the first half. 2:55 to play here and ticking. Carr goes back to work in shotgun. Rush up the middle. Looked like DJ Taylor. So a bit of a critical third down here if the Tornadoes want to bleed out this clock and perhaps even add to their lead before the end of the second quarter. Two receivers to the near side, two receivers to the far side. Eli Carr from the shotgun. Steps away from the rush and throws it away out of bounds. So it'll be fourth down. So punt for the Tornadoes. So Huntingdon will have at least one last opportunity here at the end of the second quarter. So Hogan, who's had a nice day punting the football, blasts this to the Huntingdon 15 and a return for the Hawks. And the Hawks will go back to work here. Eli Carr, 6 of 10 for 108 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. DJ Taylor, 2 carries for 68 yards. He had a 65-yard scamper. And Jonathan Woods with 2 touchdowns on the receiving end. Also Aaron Bennett with a receiving touchdown. It all adds up to a 20-3 lead for the Tornadoes. A great start in this first game on campus in the modern era. Pass to the flat there. And Tornado defense keeping the receiver inbound, so the clock will continue to tick. 90 seconds left in this second quarter. Rush up the middle by Pugh. Tackled by Bryce Easter. NATO Nation may be familiar with that last name. Younger brother of Axel Easter. Another record setter in the Tornado record books on the defensive side of things and part of that coaching staff currently for the Tornadoes football program. And rush up the middle. That's going to be a first down for Huntingdon. Now there's a flag on the play. That'll stop the clock. So with just under 40 seconds to play here in quarter number 2, looks like a holding penalty is going to push Huntingdon back even further. So they're running out of time and also have a lot of real estate to cover if they want to get a score on the board before the end of the second quarter. As the rain continues to pick up here. So clock ticking away here, 20 seconds to play here, quarter number 2. Huntingdon backed up, and they're just going to run the ball up the middle, and they will be satisfied with this quarter ending because really no choice at this point, that much ground to make up, and certainly a satisfying quarter and first half for the Tornadoes, playing on campus for the first time in school history in the modern era. So the Tornadoes head to their locker room in the new field house here at Brevard College, enjoying a 20-3 lead. The drum line starts to get rocking here at Ives-Lamel Family Field, and halftime just about underway here. We're going to bring you some messages from Brevard College in just a moment here, and then we'll come back with stats and a recap of the first half. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Brevard College football. Your score at halftime, Tornadoes 20, Hawks 3.
I'm definitely feeling more confident now than I was as a freshman. I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations. It has really blown me away with projects that are fun and exciting and all the outdoor activities that we've done.
My financial aid process was very smooth. My freshman year, I came in worry-free, which was amazing because it allowed me to focus on my academics and focus on finding my place here at Brevard.
In Brevard, there's all kinds of things to do, whether it be go up into downtown and look at all the shops, or go up to any of the national forests and hike, camp, anything like that. And that's what I'm into, the hiking, camping, backpacking, the biking.
There's a lot to do outside. It's probably one of the prettiest places on the earth. And to come to somewhere where it's such a tight-knit community, where everybody has your back, I mean, you're not gonna find that anywhere else at bigger schools.
I like to go hang out in the coffee shop, sit outside at the picnic tables, maybe do a little bit of homework there, and just socialize because there's always somebody that I know there.
Brevard does make it easy to come here. The admission process is very simple.
Scholarship day, I came and they had everything figured out for me, and I sat down with the advisor and it was super simple.
I love the faculty. I love the staff. I love the experiential education. So many things speak to me. It screams my home away from home.
It's just a great feeling to be on campus, which is why I've decided this is where I'm going to be, this is where I want to graduate, this is where I want my degree to come from.
We want to play soccer.
We want to climb.
We want to play baseball.
We want to race.
We want to play basketball. We want to play football.
We want to play soccer.
We want to race.
We want to cheer.
We want to play lacrosse.
We want to play basketball.
We want to play tennis.
We want to play lacrosse. We want to play volleyball. We want to play softball.
Hi, I'm Tyler Clark, a junior on the Brevard College cycling team. Help us race this season by practicing the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. Thank you, and go Tornado.
I wear my mask to protect my daughter who has chronic kidney disease.
I wear my mask because I respect other people and want to keep friends and students and family healthy.
I wear my mask to protect others.
I wear my mask to protect my baby.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my loved ones, especially my grandparents. They're a little bit older, so I want to protect them for sure.
I wear a mask because I want to keep other people safe and healthy.
I wear my mask to protect my 3-year-old niece and because I care about other people.
I wear a mask because I really care about my students.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my friends and family.
Thank you for protecting our friends, family, and loved ones. We're all in this together.
Welcome back to Ives Lamel Family Field. The rain has continued to pick up here at Ives Lamel Family Field, but certainly all things Tornadoes in that first half. Tornadoes with a 20-3 lead here at halftime. Open the scoring on a 26-yard passing touchdown. Eli Carr finding Aaron Bennett, capping off a 5-play, 90-yard run. Part of that was a big-time rush by DJ Taylor that set up that touchdown. Carr to Bennett made it 6-0. Huntingdon was able to get a field goal, a Edwards 32-yard field goal at the 5:32 mark of the first quarter to make it 6-3. Second quarter, Tornadoes with a touchdown. Carr to Jonathan Woods, 38 yards for pay dirt. Made the score 12-3. And then Woods again, 31 yards. Pass and catch from Eli Carr. And Tornadoes then were able to convert a 2-point conversion, Carr to Dalton Cole, and take the 20-3 lead. Some statistics for you. Huntingdon actually has more first downs than the Tornadoes, 8-7. Third down efficiency also in favor of the Hawks, who are 3 of 9. Tornadoes have converted just 1 of 5 third downs. Huntingdon has run 35 total plays for 147 yards. The Tornadoes 26 plays for 235 yards. That's an average of 9 yards per play for the Tornadoes. Tornadoes on the rushing attack in particular have been effective. 16 rushes for 127 yards. That's 7.9 yards per rush. Tornadoes have punted the ball 4 times, average of 38 yards per punt. Steve Hogan has established himself as an effective punter for the Tornadoes, a backup quarterback for Brevard College, one of the seniors honored before the game. And then Tornadoes with 2 interceptions in this one, Dante Anderson and Jock Pledger. Also a turnover on a muffed punt return by the Hawks. And so 3 turnovers for Huntingdon, resulting in 3 takeaways for the Tornadoes. Individually, Eli Carr, 6 of 10, 108 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also had a rush for 3 yards. DJ Taylor, we mentioned that 65-yard rush that set up that opening touchdown. He has 2 carries for 68 yards. Aaron Bennett with 7 carries for 31 yards. Damone Rouse, 5 carries for 22 yards. Logan Simmons also had a carry for 3 yards. The Tornado passing game has been led by Jonathan Woods, 2 catches for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. Aaron Bennett has a catch out of the backfield for 26 yards. That was a touchdown play as well. Pendergrass with a catch for 8 yards, and Montrell Stinson with a reception for 5 yards. Cole also brought down a catch and also had that 2-point conversion. Huntingdon, their quarterback, Landon Cotney, 8 of 17 for 75 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Pugh has led the running game for Huntingdon. They've run the ball quite a bit. 7 carries for 37 yards. McReynolds, 6 carries for 24 yards. Cotney, the quarterback, 5 carries for 12 yards. Bowser has been the leading receiver for Huntingdon with 2 catches for 20 yards. Defensively, the Tornadoes led by Dante Anderson with 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and also had that interception. Toby Naylor, the linebacker, with 7 tackles. Stefan Kennedy with 3 tackles and has gotten into that backfield several times. And Bryce Easter also with 4 tackles, 3 solo tackles. So real impressive opening half for the Tornadoes. First time ever playing on Ives Lamel Family Field, and it has been a great half of football for the Tornadoes, but you got to do it again in half number 2 and maintain this lead, perhaps even build on it. And keep that pedal to the metal. So about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Glad you're able to join us for this one. Do want to give a shout out to the drum line, Raleigh Durham and Michael Prey, the tenors. The snares, Kel McLester and Graham Patterson. The bass drums, Grace Vaught, Mackenzie Douglas, Nathan Warner, and Elijah Bloom. And the cymbals, Paul Cabin. So the Tornadoes drum line, really appreciate the atmosphere they're able to provide. Those talented musicians from the Brevard College Music School. They operate out of the beautiful Porter Center here at the campus of Brevard College. And glad you're able to join us here at Ives Lamel Family Field, where it's been all Tornadoes. Meanwhile, 5 straight quarters by the Tornado defense without allowing a touchdown. 4 straight quarters of shutout ball. So the Tornado defense continuing to get it done, and looking forward to see how this second half transpires. Total yards, 235, 147 in favor of the Tornadoes. And Eli Carr, 6 of 10, 108. And Jonathan Woods with 2 touchdowns, 2 catches for 69 yards, both of the touchdown variety. Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bill Kyatt. And really building something special here with the Brevard College football program. A history-making season back in 2019. First ever trip to a bowl game, to the ECAC Scotty Whitelaw Bowl, and then football moving on campus. And Tornadoes flexing their muscles here against the Huntingdon Hawks. Head coach Bill Kyatt, assisted by assistant head coach Martin Bayless, the associate head coach in charge of the defense, Luke Jakes. Associate head coach in charge of the run game and the O-line, Everett Lindsay. John Tomlinson is the running backs coach. Garrett Kruzik, the pass game coordinator and the quarterbacks coach. Shane Nelson, the linebackers coach. Axel Easter, D-line. Bubba Craven, wide receivers. Josh Romero, outside linebackers. Ellie Rudd, the assistant wide receivers coach and director of facilities. Jack Wellenhofer, the assistant special teams coordinator. Devon Edge, safeties assistant coach, and Caleb Chandler, assistant offensive line coach. Tremendous staff. Go to bctornadoes.com. Look at those bios, and you'll see lots of NFL brand names throughout. Kickoff here, Tornadoes deferred on the opening coin toss, so they will start with the football. And Huntingdon with some impressive kickoff coverage to start this off. You can hear the Huntingdon bench and see them excited, so perhaps the 17-point deficit lit a fire under Huntingdon in that halftime locker room. We'll see how this second half goes as Eli Carr leads the Tornado offense back onto the field. Bennett and the Huntingdon defense all over that rush. And you can see the Hawks, some sort of calisthenics cheer going on the sideline there after that defensive stop. So 2nd and 10, No gain on the play. Three receivers to the near side. Carr in the shotgun. Running play up the middle. DJ Taylor with a short gain, and that'll bring up 3rd and long a minute into this third quarter. Looks like Gabe Rebular into the contest, one of those seniors that was honored before the game. We'll tell you even more about them before the broadcast is done. Carr throwing the ball downfield, intended for a Tornado wide receiver. It looked like he was trying to connect with Brooks, but incomplete on the far side. So a 3-and-out for the Tornado offense. Not the way you want to start the third quarter, but from Huntington's perspective, just what the doctor ordered, a impressive kickoff coverage on the opening kickoff, and then 3-and-out. So Hogan will go back to work. And for the first time, probably having to deal with a little more of a slick football here on this punt. Hogan able to get it away cleanly across midfield. Takes a Tornado bounce, and Hogan able to just flip the field there. Check that. Actually, a different punter that time. So despite the success of Hogan in that first half, Hewitt, the punter this time. A great job by Hewitt, a big-time punt. Damon Hewitt out of Kinston, North Carolina. 48-yard boomer off the foot of Hewitt. So between Hogan and Hewitt, Tornado's punting game is doing its job. Rush there, breaking a few tackles, and then eventually brought down by Jerome Bass and company. Pugh was the ball carrier for the Hawks. Big time stop there. Tornado run defense all over that play. So 3rd down for the Huntington offense. And a sack there. Ball is loose. Stephen Kennedy. Kennedy, what an individual effort. Holy smokes, what a play by Stephen Kennedy, the senior out of Arizona. And what a stop by the Tornadoes defense, 3-and-out. So punt now for Huntington. Received at the 25-yard line. Great return here. Pendergrass with a big-time return there. And Tornadoes now in business with some good field position. So Tornadoes now in business with some quality field position after that big punt return by Pendergrass, who had the big game against Averett this past week. Eli Carr going back to work for the Tornadoes. Shotgun snap to Carr. Carr, deep shot. Was looking for Pendergrass, who was such a familiar rush there by DJ Taylor. Tornadoes continuing to use that ground game with a 17-point lead. The clock is your friend. But now a third down situation if the Tornadoes want to keep that clock ticking and keep their defense off the field. As Carr breaks the huddle. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gabe Rebular in the contest. Carr drops back. Looking at his options, able to find an open receiver across the middle, but it's going to be ruled incomplete. Trying to find Woods there, unable to pull that in, incomplete. And another punt here. Hewitt, who had that last boomer, now with a short field to navigate. So see if he can pin Huntingdon back close to the goal line. So let's see Hewitt's short game. And we'll see where they spot that. That punt ended up out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be at about the 21 or 22-yard line. So still going to be a lot of field to make up for the Huntingdon Hawks. And so far, neither of these offenses is able to get anything going in this third quarter. But Huntingdon, a lot of ground to make up, down 17 as the rain continues here at Islamel Family Field, and the temperature begins to drop even further, too. You can see NATO Nation starting to add some layers to their repertoire here in the grandstands of the Islamel Family Field. So back to action here. Cotney still under center for the Hawks. Cotney so far 8 of 17, 74 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Pugh in the backfield does a little stutter step and then hand it off to Pugh up the middle. Tornado defense swarming. Under 9:30 to play here. 20-3 Tornadoes. Play action pass downfield by Cotney. Nobody home. Looked like Wesley Ross in pursuit there. And so another third down situation for the Hawks. Hawks 3 of 10 on third down. Third and 8. Cotney. Pass rush all over Cotney. And then looks like an interception there by Pledger. Did he come in bounds? Yes, he did. Jock Pledger, his second interception of the afternoon. Jock Pledger, have yourself a day. Pledger with 2 interceptions. Anderson with an interception. Also, Tornado special teams creating a turnover. 4-0 in the takeaways column for the Tornadoes. Pledger going up high and pulling down that interception. Big time defensive play there by Jock Pledger. Pledger, the sophomore out of Monroe, Georgia, Walnut Grove High School. Rush there, and the Huntington defense just swarming DJ Taylor. Ball will be spotted a few yards behind the line of scrimmage when Taylor's forward progress was halted. Dalton Cole checking back in for the Tornadoes. So Carr and Cole on the field at the same time. Cedric Brooks, the receiver, to your far left. Underneath the Pendergrass, Carr just zips it in there. It'll be third down. Third and 9. So Tornadoes still looking for their first down of this third quarter. So a turnover by the Tornadoes there, fumble recovered by Huntington. So unfortunate turn of events there for the Tornadoes and Huntington football. .7:10 to play here, quarter number 3, and Huntington able to regain possession after that turnover by the Tornadoes, their first turnover of the afternoon. 4 turnovers for Huntington. Dante Anderson stepping up for the tackle. Sixth tackle on the afternoon for Anderson, the senior, honored prior to this one. Third down for Huntington. They have had a hard time converting as of late, but able to connect there for the first down. Ross with the tackle, but it's a first down. Lackey with the catch for the Hawks, and the sticks will move. Now under 6 minutes to play in the third quarter. We've been stuck on the 20-3 score since midway through the second. "13-yard gain there. Cotney on the keeper. And now it looks like a injury timeout. So 20-3, Brevard leading Huntingdon. 5:43 left to play, quarter number 3. Stick with us here at Ives Lamel Family Field. Rush up the middle, gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. Tackle there by Trey Williams. Injured player was Dante Anderson. He walked off the field. Leading tackler for the Tornadoes also has an interception. And already back at it, Dante Anderson. So great to see him shake off that nick. Quick snap here for the Hawks. A little option play. And Tornadoes defense able to wrestle him down. Kennedy now with his 6th tackle. What a player Kennedy is for the Tornadoes. The MVP of the Scotty Whitelaw Bowl back in 2019 and just offers a high degree of athleticism from that rush end outside linebacker position. Draw play here by Cotney, and close to the marker. Anderson on the tackle. That's his 8th tackle. At 4th and inches, and you know, this is sort of a no-doubter that Huntingdon would go for it here. 4th and less than a yard, so you can see the Tornadoes sort of beefing up the middle of that defense. Ernest Smith into the game. Short yardage situation. The Tornadoes get in the backfield and end up absolutely halting that 4th down situation. Ernest Smith, the freshman, number 58, Ernest Smith with the tackle. Big-time play by the freshman from Barnwell, South Carolina. Turnover on downs. Logan Akins coming up from the safety position and laying some wood. And the Tornadoes end up regaining possession. Turnover on downs by the Hawks. And Tornadoes able to reestablish the run game here and perhaps chew even more clock. Bennett up the middle for a few. Tornadoes with this 20-3 advantage. Rebular and Brooks on the near side. Handoff up the middle. DJ Taylor with the rush. That's Taylor's 6th carry. But that'll bring up another third down for the Tornadoes, who have had a tough time in the second half keeping these drives sustained. Do want to mention the starting offensive line for the Tornadoes. Eubanks, Bargelo, Drake, Parker, and Unangst. Jaden O'Leary at the tight end position. Taylor in the backfield. Quick pass to Rebular, but the Huntington defense is all over it, able to contain them short of the first down marker, and it'll bring up 4th down, and Tornadoes are going to have no choice but to punt again. Still haven't converted a third down or move the sticks here in this second half, so busy day for the punt unit, and once again, Damon Hewitt will put shoe to leather from the punter spot. Punting from the 36-yard line. Short return there by Sebastian Verger of the Hawks, and tackle for the Tornadoes by Jeff Banning. Banning, a freshman out of Inverness, Florida, Citrus High School. So Huntington now with less than 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Neither team's offense has gotten much going here in this third quarter. Run up the middle, gain of about 8 for Pugh. We've seen a lot of Pugh and a lot of McReynolds. Pugh, that was his 11th carry for 52 yards. McReynolds, 10 carries for 28. Cotney gets the play from the Huntington sideline. And in the passing lane there, Tornadoes defense once again. Who else? Stephen Kennedy. Kennedy just so active as a pass rusher. Kennedy reminds many of Javon Curse, the NFL star, able to be just so disruptive from that edge rush position as an injured player there. And, boy, has he been active today. 6 tackles, many disruptions of the passing game by Kennedy as there's an injured player on the field. Well, do want to tell you even more about this senior class. 2 cheerleaders were honored in the pregame ceremonies. Megan Coggins, senior from Hendersonville, North Carolina, Dean's List student, and will be graduating with a bachelor's in childhood education. Gracie Davis, the senior from Murphy, North Carolina, also a cheerleader who was honored. She will be graduating with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Also a minor in pre-law, so congratulations to the 2 cheerleaders. Kennedy, we've mentioned him quite a bit in this broadcast. He's having a big game on the defensive side of the ball. He's going to be graduating with a bachelor's in exercise science, the senior linebacker from Glendale, Arizona. Donnie Anderson, also a huge game. Anderson with the interception and also 9 tackles so far. The senior defensive back from Hartwell, Georgia. And Dante Anderson, once again, a 4-time honor roll selection, and he was honored in the pregame ceremony. Steve Hogan, we've seen him as a punter in the first half, senior quarterback from Ocoee, Florida. Steven will graduate with a bachelor's in exercise science, also a Dean's List student. Chasen Lowry, the senior defensive lineman from Pembroke, North Carolina. He'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Also a Dean's List and honor roll student. Quentin Jackson, the senior defensive back from Columbia, Maryland. He was a guest on Tornado Talk this past week. He'll be graduating with degrees in business and organizational leadership and criminal justice. Brandon Whitfield, the senior long snapper from Cumming, Georgia. He's going to graduate with a degree in criminal justice. Brandon Whitfield, the senior defensive back from Georgia as well. And Wesley Ross, also a defensive back from Georgia. He'll be graduating with a bachelor's in business and organizational leadership. Nicholas Eubanks, the senior offensive lineman from Lawrenceville, Georgia. He'll be graduating with a degree in criminal justice. And also Jacob Dixon, the senior offensive line from Savannah, Georgia. He'll be graduating with a degree in business and organizational leadership. Member of the SAC committee, Gabe Rebular of the Tornadoes, bachelor's degree in exercise science he'll be graduating with. And Andreas Wyatt, want to give him a special shout out. Wasn't able to participate in the pregame ceremonies, but we did want to recognize him. He suffered a pretty major injury early this season at the game at Huntingdon. He'll be graduating with a bachelor's degree in exercise science, and he's just been an incredible contributor as well to these Tornadoes, the senior Andreas Wyatt. That pass there as blasted out of bounds. Jerome Bass with the tackle. A large serving of Bass there, pushing the Huntingdon player out of bounds, and that brings up second down. Up the middle, and looks like just short of the first down marker, so it'll be third and short. Tackle there by Dante Anderson. Who else? He's got double-digit tackles now, Anderson, here on Senior Day. Pledger and Anderson have just been fantastic. 3 interceptions between the two of them. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. So score remains the same of what we saw at intermission, 20-3. Tornadoes on top, and the 4-finger sign goes up throughout the Tornado sidelines, and meaning that Brevard College owns the fourth quarter, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do here and come away with a victory. But 15 minutes to go here at Ives Lamel Family Field. Your score at the end of 3 quarters, Tornadoes 20, Hawks 3. Start of the fourth quarter. Ernest Smith the second. He's had a little bit of a breakout performance. Ernest Smith had that big tackle for loss to create that turnover on downs, and then another tackle there to start this fourth quarter. And clock continues to tick. Huntingdon, screen pass, and receiver slips. Perhaps a slick surface now on that artificial turf here at Ives Lamel Family Field, and stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to tick here, and it'll be third down for Huntingdon. And Huntington's had a hard time in this second half. They're now 5 of 14 in the third down department, and really had a hard time getting any sort of offense going here in this second half. Play clock running down. Cotney drops back, surveys his options, now scrambles. Rushes out of bounds, is going to be short of the first down. So this looks like the part of the field that you would go for it on fourth. So Huntington's going to go for it here. 4th and 5 after the 3-yard scamper by Cotney. Cotney up ahead finds Lackey close to the markers, and it's going to be a first down. So good looking play call and connection there. Cotney to Lackey for the first down, and the drive will continue here early in the fourth quarter, but time is not necessarily a friend at the moment for Huntington as the clock continues to tick away, and the Tornado run defense coming up big once again. Jerome Bass starting to show his presence. Bass, the junior out of Red Springs, North Carolina, Red Springs High School. Now with 7 tackles. Pressure on the quarterback, and in and out of the hands of the Tornado defensive back. Logan Akins was just inches away from yet another interception for the Tornadoes. They've already had 3 today, and Akins trying to get in on that party, but unable to hold on to it, and that creates another third down scenario. Huntington 5 of 15 on third down, and that number has been going in the wrong direction during the second half. And stopped once again on that rush up the middle. Clock continues to tick. Now under 12 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter. So another fourth down opportunity here for Huntington that they need desperately if they want to stay in this ball game. Cotney drops back. Pressure from the Tornadoes, making it very difficult on Cotney, and the Tornadoes pass rush creates the incompletion and the turnover on downs. Toby Naylor with a lot of pressure on the Huntington quarterback and creating that stop. And so once again, another turnover on downs. Tornadoes have had 3 of those on the defensive end this game. Flag is down, so we'll see what the marker is. Pass there to Brooks. Brooks was turning the corner there, but then the laundry hit the turf. So we'll see what it's all about. Yeah, a holding penalty on the Tornadoes, so that'll back them up. 11:28 to play here. Tornadoes defense, just another big-time performance thus far. Keeping Huntington out of the end zone thus far. 3 interceptions, 3 turnovers on downs. And now the offense, see if they can perhaps get a drive going here to chew even more clock. Carr back to work for the Tornadoes. Play action fake. Now Carr down the field trying to find Woods. Defended there by Flavors. Woods and Flavors were just running stride for stride there, and might have gotten a little tangled up there, but no flag. So now 2nd and long for Carr and company. DJ Taylor checking in for the Tornadoes. And the rush to Taylor. Taylor swarmed by Hawks for a short gain. Taylor had a 65-yard rush at the beginning of this contest that really was a tone setter, part of a 90-yard drive, capped off by a touchdown to Aaron Bennett, a 26-yard pass from Carr, and then Carr hit Woods for back-to-back touchdowns, 38 yards and 31 yards in that second quarter as the Tornadoes built a 20-3 lead, a 2-point conversion. Carr to Cole was part of that, and the Tornadoes have held that lead ever since, 20-3, and the defense has been, the story, especially these past 2 quarters, just absolutely blanking Huntington as there's an injured player on the field, and we'll hopefully have you stay with us here. 10:57 to play here, fourth quarter, 20-3 Tornadoes. Back to action here. 10:57 to play. Quarter number 4. Tornadoes 20-3. Trying to finish this off in these final 11 minutes. As Eli Carr has to deal with a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 18. If the Tornadoes want to keep this drive going. And Carr masterfully looks like he drew the Huntingdon defensive line offsides. So that's one way to gain back some of the yardage in a 3rd and long situation. Yep, offsides Huntingdon. So let's move that ball forward a bit and make this 3rd down a little more manageable. So now 3rd and 13. So still a 3rd and long situation. So interesting to see how the play call might change, if at all, here. 10:20 to play here, quarter number 4. Rouse in the backfield to Carr's left. 3 receivers on the near side. Carr drops back over the top, finding Brooks. Beautiful connection. First down, Tornadoes. Big time connection there. Carr to Brooks. Now, we've talked a lot about Woods, the exciting transfer from Alabama A&M. Brooks, by his own regard, a big-time transfer as well out of Scottsdale Community College. A native of Portland, Oregon. So he's probably used to playing in this sort of rain that we're seeing here at Ives Lamel Family Field. And big-time catch there by Brooks, 21 yards. Rush there. Huntingdon defense all over Flavors with the tackle. It was Rouse on the carry. So approaching the 9-minute mark here, quarter number 4. Justin Pendergrass checks in for the Tornadoes. Also DJ Taylor into the contest. Taylor split out right. And now a timeout. As the play clock was running down and the Tornadoes call the timeout. So first timeout of the second half. So 20-3 your score. 8:46 to play here, quarter number 4. Well, glad you're able to join us. This was a historic afternoon with the opening kickoff of this game. We made history here at Brevard College. The first on-campus football game in the modern era. You've got to go all the way back in the history books to the 1950s. To when a game was played on this campus. And there certainly wasn't a stadium like this. This beautiful facility at Ives Lamel Family Field. They played on a field back then. Beam Administration Building currently is on top of that location. But football is back on campus, and how sweet it is. Carr drops back. And able to connect. Cedric Brooks once again. So Carr and Brooks starting to find some chemistry. And the chains move again. And the clock keeps on ticking further. 8:25 to play here, quarter number 4. Logan Simmons into the contest. This is Taylor with the rush. Trying to turn the corner on that far sideline. He's brought down after a short gain. Jonathan Woods, he's got 2 touchdowns under his belt. He checks back in. Multiple substitutions. Dalton Cole checking in. Also Montrell Stinson, Justin Pendergrass, so a different look here. As Wilkinson and DJ Taylor and Simmons step off to the sideline, congratulated by their teammates. Under 7:25 to play. Flags on the play, whistles, and a dead ball foul here. False start on the Tornadoes. Be sure to follow the Tornadoes on social media at BC Tornadoes on Instagram and Twitter. Facebook, Brevard College Tornado Athletics. Be sure to like that page. Also the SoundCloud page by the same name. And if you're on this YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that little bell so you receive all the notifications for when the broadcasts go live. Carr takes the shotgun snap, handoff up the middle. Rouse with the carry. Trying to keep this drive going. Third down coming. 8th play of the drive coming. 6:50 to play, quarter number 4. Tornadoes trying to finish this thing off. Tornadoes under the direction of head coach Bill Kyatt. You can see him on the sidelines in the white top. To his left, Bubba Craven, wide receivers coach. Carr drops back, heavy pressure from Huntingdon, then a little shuffle pass. And Rouse looks like was the recipient of that one. Rouse on the shuffle pass. What a instinctive heads-up play by Carr. Heavy pressure, and instead of worrying about options downfield, found a open Rouse just a couple feet away, and that's a big-time third down conversion. Folks, that was 3rd and 16, and the Tornadoes able to keep this drive going. And that, in a lot of ways, sort of feels like could be a dagger type play, but don't want to count our chickens before they hatch, as they say, and make sure we get through this final 6 minutes and 14 seconds. A 24-yard pass completion to Rouse. The shuffle pass statistically counted as a pass, and Tornadoes currently on an 8-play, 50-yard drive. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. This drive started at the 11:34 mark, so we're over 5 minutes in this drive, just bleeding this clock. And after the timeout, we'll get back to action here. So after the short injury timeout, looks like we're getting back to action here. Carr, the freshman from Asheville, North Carolina, just up the road, A.C. Reynolds High School, was featured by WLOS television this past week after he won the USA South Conference Rookie of the Week. And Carr looking to improve as starting quarterback of the Tornadoes to 2-0. If we can get through this final 6 minutes as the clock continues to tick here at Ives Lamel Family Field. (20-3). Jamario Parks in motion, now on the far side. Rush up the middle. DJ Taylor gains a few yards and perhaps even more importantly continues to milk that clock. 5:25 to play here, quarter number 4. This will be the 10th play of the drive. This drive started way back on the Tornadoes' 23-yard line. Rouse into the game now at the tailback position. Power formation for the Tornadoes. You get the idea they want to continue to pound it here. But play action fake, rolling out his car, completely caught the Hawks defense off guard. Gabe Rebular with the touchdown. The senior Gabe Rebular. Just absolutely poetry in motion as the Tornadoes, just a brilliant play call, had everyone lined up in a power formation. Carr rolls out to his right and finds the senior tight end, Gabe Rebular from Arizona. And Rebular with the touchdown. And NATO Nation, I feel like the celebrations have begun here on the campus of Brevard College as Rebular 20 yards on the touchdown pass from Carr, and the Tornadoes now up ahead 26-3. False start on the extra point attempt. You know, some of that is sometimes is the result of celebration after an emotional touchdown like that to Rebular. Rebular just such a fan favorite, a favorite on campus of, you know, so many. He helps out the Brevard College Department of Athletics quite a bit as a work study, and nothing could be sweeter than seeing him have a touchdown on senior day, and fourth touchdown of the contest for Eli Carr. He now has 194 yards on 12 of 20 passing. Extra point up and good. Stamati DeMalos able to deliver on the extra point, the junior from Tarpon Springs, Florida. And folks, 27-3, the Tornadoes are starting to maybe start to breathe easy here. You know, you never want to, say this thing's over yet, but 24 points in the way the Tornado defense continues to play, looking more and more insurmountable by the moment for Huntingdon. Eli Carr, we mentioned his 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, by the way. DJ Taylor, 9 carries, 73 yards. Jonathan Woods has 2 touchdown grabs. Aaron Bennett has a touchdown reception. And Gabriel Rebular Catalan with the touchdown on that last drive. And by the way, I mean, an absolutely masterful drive that milked all sorts of clock. And the Tornadoes, that was exactly what they needed at this point of this contest. As a kickoff there, fielded at the 10-yard line. Bodies flying on this kickoff return. Then along the far side, out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. (27-3) Tornadoes. So the Tornadoes went up to Averett last week and trailed 10-0 at halftime. They put up 19 unanswered. On Averett. So in the last 6 quarters, the Tornadoes have outscored their opponents 46-3. Deep down the left side, there's a flag on the play. This might be a late hit on the Tornadoes defense. So point of emphasis for Coach Kyatt this week was, in fact, lowering those penalty numbers, and overall, it's been an improvement. Not quite as disastrous as up at Averett, but still, that's the 10th penalty on the Tornadoes this contest. So I'm sure that'll continue to be a point of emphasis as this coaching staff and this team continues to tweak and improve. And doesn't necessarily feel satisfied after a 27-3 shellacking of Huntingdon. Tough run defense there up the middle. McDaniels is stopped. Tackle for loss there. Antonio Williams, the junior, with the tackle that time. Williams out of Winter Haven, Florida, Auburndale High School. Run up the middle. And that'll bring up third down as the clock continues to tick away. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. .3:15 to play here, fourth quarter. Rush there, stopped by the Tornadoes. This is going to bring up fourth down. Dante Anderson bringing down McDaniels. Anderson, 13 tackles to lead all players. What a day for Anderson on senior day. And also had an interception. Jock Pledger with 2 interceptions. Also, the Tornadoes were able to gain a turnover on a muff punt on special teams. So Anderson, 13 tackles. Toby Naylor with 12. Stephon Kennedy, the senior, with 7. Rush up the middle. And a first down there, so fourth down conversion, but so Coach Kyatt used the expression when the Tornadoes lost up at Averett, too little too late. So in other words, the Tornadoes started to come back late in that contest. They ended up losing to the Hawks 26-18. Really played well in that fourth quarter, but it was too little too late. And, certainly down 24, anything Huntington puts up at this point will be too little too late as we head under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, join us this Monday night, 7 p.m. for Tornado Talk. We're going to have an action-packed show. We might have to extend the show much beyond the usual 60 minutes because we've already booked guests from women's lacrosse, men's and women's tennis, baseball, and, of course, football after this performance. So hang out with us on Tornado Talk, 7 p.m. this Monday night, where we'll talk all things Brevard College Tornado Athletics. That'll be on Facebook Live as well as this YouTube channel. 1 minute, 20 seconds to play here. 27-3, the Tornadoes on top. Score run. Now 70 seconds to play. Cheerleaders cheering, drum line drumming, and Tornadoes inching closer to this historic win. Huntington's coaches have left their box, and the Tornadoes are going to come away victorious here. This is a sweet victory on this historic day. Tackle there. So at this point, it's a pride thing where the Tornadoes defense wants to keep Huntington out of the end zone. Tornadoes have not allowed a touchdown today, of course. Haven't allowed a touchdown since the first quarter up at Averett. So trying to keep a streak of 7+ quarters without allowing a touchdown. If the Tornadoes can keep the Hawks out of the end zone here. Substitutes for the Tornadoes, so another group coming in, and flag there is going to push Huntington way back. So looks like a personal foul of some type, a 15-yard variety. 44 seconds left to play. Well, want to give major thanks to all who made this broadcast happen and all the production that went into this. Members of the women's lacrosse team helping out, also the men's lacrosse team. Really big effort from so many. Women's basketball, helping us out behind the scenes. As rush up the middle there. And the Tornadoes defense continues to swarm in these final minutes, and I think that no touchdown streak is going to continue as the seconds continue to tick away here. And now under 10 seconds to play. And there we go, folks. History has been made here. The first ever game on campus in the modern era. The first ever game at Ives Lamel Family Field for Brevard College football. The Tornadoes win 27-3. Just a absolute jewel of a performance by the Tornadoes. And big time congratulations to the Tornadoes. A sweet victory for the Tornadoes, 27-3 over Huntingdon. Stick with us. We'll tell you how this all went down. Well, history was made when this game kicked off, and the Tornadoes able to take an early 6-0 lead. A 65-yard run by Taylor set up a 26-yard touchdown pass. Carr to Bennett. That made the score 6-0 at the 9:36 mark. That was a 5-play, 90-yard drive. Huntingdon, with its only score of the game, a field goal at the 5:32 mark in the first quarter, made it 6-3. Jonathan Woods with a 38-yard catch from Eli Carr. That made the score 12-3 Tornadoes. Then Carr hit Woods again for 31 yards at the 4:30 mark of the second quarter. That put the Tornadoes up even further. A 2-point conversion where Carr found Cole, made it 20-3. Neither team scored through much of the second half until a very impressive 10-play, 68-yard drive in 6 minutes and 48 seconds that really put the icing on the cake for the Tornadoes. 20-yard pass. Carr finds Rebular. Damalos with the extra point. 27-3 Tornadoes. So the Tornadoes with the big-time performance. Let's give you some team statistics. Huntingdon actually had more first downs than the Tornadoes, 15-11. Third down efficiency, 5 of 19. Huntingdon, 3 of 11. The Tornadoes. Huntingdon went for it on fourth down 5 times. The Tornadoes stopped them 3 of those times. Total yards, 330 for Tornadoes, 250 for the Hawks. Net yards passing, 194 to 101 in favor of the Tornadoes. Rushing yards, the Tornadoes 136, Huntingdon 149. And the Tornadoes able to win in the turnover category. This was big. 3 interceptions, 2 by Pledger, 1 by Anderson. And also got a turnover on a muffed punt, a fumble recovery. So big day in the turnover department for the Tornadoes. Now individually, the Tornadoes led by Eli Carr at quarterback once again. He improves as 2-0 as starting quarterback of the Tornadoes. 12 of 20, 194 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. DJ Taylor, 9 carries for 73 yards, including that 65-yard scamper that really set the tone in that first quarter. Aaron Bennett, 8 carries for 33 yards. Bennett also a touchdown catch for 26 yards. Rouse with 7 carries for 23 yards. Eli Carr ran the ball 2 times for 5 yards. Logan Simmons, 1 carry for 3 yards. Receivers, Brooks, 2 catches for 35 yards, and Woods, 2 catches for 69 yards. 2 touchdowns for Woods, 1 for Bennett in the air, and Gabriel Rebular-Catalan, the senior, 2 catches for 22 yards and a touchdown. The Huntingdon Hawks quarterback, Cotney, 13 to 28, 101, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Pugh led the Hawks on the ground with 14 carries, 68 yards. The Tornadoes defensively, led by Dante Anderson, 13 tackles and an interception. Toby Naylor, 13 tackles. Also, Stephon Kennedy, 8 tackles, and was in that backfield, making life difficult for Cotney throughout. And we mentioned Jock Pledger with his 2 interceptions. Quentin Jackson also with 5 tackles. Jerome Bass with 6 tackles. Want to congratulate once again all the seniors who were honored in the pregame festivities. Megan Coggins and Gracie Davis, the senior cheerleaders. And then the senior football student athletes, Stephon Kennedy, Dante Anderson, Stephen Hogan, Chasen Lowry, Quentin Jackson, Brandon Whitfield, Wesley Ross, Nick Eubanks, Jacob Dixon, Gabe Rebular-Catalan, and Andreas Wyatt. Well, a sweet victory. We made history this afternoon at Ives Lamel Family Field. An absolute jewel of a performance by this Tornado football team, and they'll get back to work. However, the season's hardly done yet. A trip to Maryville on March the 27th. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff in Maryville, Tennessee. The USA South Conference Football Championship weekend is set for April 3rd. Keep your eye on that date. We'll see where the Tornadoes wind up. And then April 10th at Swanee. Huntingdon will be back in action next week. They're scheduled to play Maryville on Saturday the 20th. Well, join us tomorrow for men's and women's soccer action, as the Tornadoes soccer teams will be back in action, and looking forward to that one as the women take on Huntingdon, and then the men will take on LaGrange, and we'll have coverage right here on this YouTube channel tomorrow. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that little bell so you receive all the notifications when we go live. So want to thank everyone behind the scenes, Joseph Marvin, Patrick Hall, PA announcer Ray Gill, and also so many student athletes who helped out behind the scenes as well, including members of the women's lacrosse team, the men's lacrosse teams, women's basketball, just to name a few, a cast of thousands here at Ives Lamel Family Field. Well, once again, your final score for the final time, Brevard 27, Huntingdon 3. Go Tornadoes!
I'm definitely feeling more confident now than I was as a freshman. I've taken jumps in my academic career, and I've taken jumps in just socializing and getting out and getting to do things I've never done before.
The thing that brought me to Brevard is the experiential learning. I've always been a hands-on guy.
I love it here at Brevard. Over Christmas break, I was itching to come back because I love the area so much.
Experiential learning here is beyond all of my expectations. It has really blown me away with projects that are fun and exciting, and all the outdoor activities that we've done.
My financial aid process was very smooth. My freshman year, I came in worry-free, which was amazing because it allowed me to focus on my academics and focus on finding my place here at Brevard.
In Brevard, there's all kinds of things to do, whether it be go up into downtown and look at all the shops, or go up to any of the national forests and hike, camp, anything like that. And that's what I'm into, the hiking, camping, backpacking, the biking.
There's a lot to do outside. It's probably one of the prettiest places on the earth. And to come to somewhere where it's such a tight-knit community, where everybody has your back, I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere else at bigger schools.
I like to go hang out at the coffee shop, sit outside at the picnic tables, maybe do a little bit of homework there, and just socialize because there's always somebody that I know there.
Brevard does make it easy to come here. The admission process is very simple.
Scholarship day, I came and they had everything figured out for me, and I sat down with the advisor and it was super simple.
I love the faculty. I love the staff. I love the experiential education. So many things speak to me. It screams my home away from home. It's just a great feeling to be on campus, which is why I've decided this is where I'm going to be, this is where I want to graduate, this is where I want my degree to come from.
We want to play soccer.
We want to climb.
We want to play baseball.
We want to race.
We want to play basketball. We want to play football.
We want to play soccer.
We want to race.
We want to cheer.
We want to play lacrosse.
We want to play basketball.
We want to play tennis.
We want to play lacrosse.
We want to play volleyball.
We want to play softball.
Hi, I'm Tyler Clark, a junior on the Brevard College cycling team. Help us race this season by practicing the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. Thank you, and go Tornado.
I wear my mask to protect my daughter who has chronic kidney disease.
I wear my mask because I respect other people and want to keep friends and students and family healthy.
I wear my mask to protect others.
I wear my mask to protect my baby.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my loved ones, especially my grandparents. They're a little bit older, so I want to protect them for sure.
I wear a mask because I want to keep other people safe and healthy.
I wear my mask to protect my 3-year-old niece and because I care about other people.
I wear a mask because I really care about my students.
I wear my mask because I want to protect my friends and family.
Thank you for protecting our friends, family, and loved ones. We're all in this together.